So the report was a performance piece, shaped by the input of systematics institutions, very conscious that they were portraying their discipline to key audiences. But the report summary makes it clear that what, in the terms of this session, we're calling the innovative technologies, are both a matter of practical importance and a matter of image for this community. So this is from the executive summary of the report. And we are to take it literally as being the voice of the House of Lords Select Committee, although we know that the systematics institutions have shaped this. And so it says, we highlight the importance of digitising the systematic biology collections, which will both increase accessibility of these data and help to update the archaic image of systematic biology. Very upfront and very clear, working with the practical politics. So this is a community which has become politicised and which is aware that being seen to be innovative is important. There are grand visions for transformation of the discipline through ICTs, and these visions for transformation have become both an opportunity and a source of pressure for those working in the field. And as I worked with and observed systematics in its various locations and forms of practice, I found that, conscious though many people were of the pressure on the discipline to change, innovation did not override all other concerns. So rather there was a dynamic of change and continuity that played out both at institutional level and also played out in terms of the links between virtual and material cultures. So at institutional level, new ICT initiatives at the same time were built upon, thrived within, linked across, challenged and transformed existing institutional structures. In development of internet databases of specimen collections, considerable investment was being placed on developing virtual representations that could be viewed as being as good as material collections, but resolutely did not displace the existing material practices. And a deep fear that somebody one day might produce a representation good enough that somebody would say, why do we need the museum collection then? So, actually this one's lovely. There's a pickled chameleon where as you use the mouse it spins round and you can look at it from all sides. Nobody's quite sure why you'd want to do that, but it's lovely. This one's a herbarium specimen. So at the same time, institutions and individuals were engaged in a dance of initiatives that recognised the worth of being seen to innovate at the same time as holding valued practices and structures dear. So that experience very briefly illuminates this idea that there can be a practical politics of engaging with innovative technologies. Things are not either innovative or old-fashioned. There's a practical politics to the identifications and the alliances involved in being innovative with technology and being seen to be innovative in appropriate ways. As it turns out, there's also very much a practical politics to developing an STS engagement with a community that is so conscious of the need to be innovative. And I have found myself in the position of almost being positioned to certify that the community is being innovative. Indeed, I've been asked to explicitly name a group that I had been studying where I had intended to anonymise them in the written paper. I've been asked to name them because they want to take credit for what I'm describing. When the book reporting on some of this came out, I sent a copy to one of the disciplinary mailing lists that I'd been studying, and this was the message that the leader of that mailing list sent back to the group as a whole. At long last, our boisterous mob, duelists, sharpshooters and lurkers of Taxicom get the attention they are due. Right, it's tongue-in-cheek, but, and then I'll cut out some of the more embarrassing phrase, but slightly troublingly, the book is perfect for a Sunday afternoon with a cup of tea or perhaps a large cappuccino, and great thanks to him, Amazon has it. A review in Nature, of all places, said, systematics as cyber science reminds us that change generates strain, conflicting views, fear of the new, and concern for integrity. but we cannot stop this shift that is being played out by experts in their respective museums and natural history collections. Which isn't quite how I would have put it, but it's close enough. And, you know, again, don't get me wrong, I am not complaining about this. But the disconcerting thing is that the STS I was brought up with wasn't supposed to get that kind of approval from scientists. I wanted to tell the story of systematics because I found it such a fascinating place to explore the dynamics of contemporary science. But I hadn't entirely intended to get bound up in or deployed by its politics to the degree that I have been. And you have to see those reviews as positioned within the politics of the field. They don't stand separately from it. This is a very astute and reflexive community that I'm dealing with. And as highly effective scientists, sociologists, sometimes it seems as though there isn't much that STS could actually be telling them. And I'm a big fan of an edited collection written by anthropologists some years ago entitled When They Read What We Write. And there the reactions of communities to anthropological writings about them were discussed as being unpredictable and often troubling, and my recent experiences resonate. I might be acting with the systematics community, but the upshot is emergent and to a large extent beyond my scope to control. So, to return to my introductory duties. The systematics community that I've been studying are, of course, quite distinctive in their issues and their concerns. It becomes clear, though, that innovative and ordinary are going to be highly charged categories, and moments when we relate to or act with the apparently innovative, and indeed the professedly non-innovative, are moments for sceptical attention and for readings of practical politics. We can fruitfully explore innovative technologies as constituted by their genealogies and as relayed through the understandings of diverse communities. But these technologies and our engagements with them are quite situated mappings out of quite specific identities, ontologies, accountabilities. So whilst we might set out to act, our actions are always to be achieved in concert with others. And sometimes it doesn't go the way we thought it might. So, the thematic focus involves a distancing both from the acting and the innovative. It also contains a misleading illusion of singularity. Maybe it was always inappropriate to speak as if we could map out a single disciplinary strategy for acting with anything, let alone innovative technologies. So the 3 papers to come therefore illustrate some quite different ways of being within and acting with these territories, whilst individually and collectively doing what Lucy Suchman calls holding open the space of possibilities. I love that phrase. Both in our understanding of technologies and in our understanding of the role of STS in relation to the communities who develop, use, don't use, enjoy and endure them, and make diverse claims for them. So, our contributors depict an STS that is both acting with diverse technologically focused constituencies and exploring the subject-object relations implicated in the way those constituencies are acting with and through those technologies. They explore quite different kinds of action and enact quite different engagements with their topics. And I would be doing each an injustice if I tried to encompass them with any stronger thematic steer. So instead, I will simply pass over to our first speaker, Nelly Uxor.
I should mention that Christine's book is available in the MIT table downstairs. Okay. Should I wait for a second? Okay. Oh, we're filling in. Okay. Are you all set?